Oh, this movie. I've been trying to review this movie and trying to review this movie, but it is so difficult for me to disappoint Star Wars fanboys everywhere by not liking Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And I'll tell you why. Because I went to the theater, it was around Christmas time, and I went to this theater and I was in a room full of Star Wars fans, and as we walked into that theater, I could feel just da 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 da, Star Wars boner, Star Wars boner, Star Wars boner. And everybody walked in there with a 3-foot Star Wars boner because they were so in love with Star Wars. And Star Wars is wonderful. I loved Star Wars as a kid. I loved everything about Star Wars. But you know what? This is not as good as the originals. It's better than the prequels. It's not as good as the originals. And I'll tell you why. Because it's silly. Here is the problem with Star Wars: The Force Awakens. There's still an empire. So the whole first 3 movies, the prequels, no, not the prequels. Those were horrible. The whole first 3 movies, the original trilogy, that was for nothing. Didn't accomplish anything. Now there's an empire still. Now, I mean, this is not to say there weren't good points of this film. I would give it a C+, really. I mean, Daisy Ridley as Rey. She looked like a 14-year-old to me. I kind of prefer my women a little thicker, but not every woman in this world is supposed to be a sex symbol. So, yeah, you know, I mean, she did her job very well. I got that she was a tough-as-nails prospector on this desert world. And, Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, didn't see enough of him in this film. I'm going to point that one out right there. He sort of magically disappears, and then you're like, what happened to him? What's going on here? And then there's John Boyega as Finn. Again, solid job. Plays someone who doesn't appear to have fully aged. So they've lived this kind of sheltered life as a stormtrooper. So I get that. I totally am behind these characters. I just don't buy the premise that the Empire is just there, the Rebel fleet is nowhere, and we're back to square one again. That's just all I don't get. So look, the Star Wars: Force Awakens, not as good as the original trilogy, maybe as good as Return of the Jedi, because I mean Ewoks. That was just silly. But definitely better than any movie containing Jar Jar Binks. That was my thoughts on the matter. I'd love to hear yours. I'm Richard.